What's going on, everybody? Let's talk about giving up percentages to get into events. And is it good? Is it bad? Honestly, it just depends. But let's go over it. This is Mike, the Caesar of concessions. All right. So, there's been a lot of talk here recently as the seasons are starting to unfold in different groups about giving up percentages. And I must say this, it does kind of rub me the wrong way when I see certain comments being posted. And this is no disrespect to anybody, but let's talk about it. 15 years ago, when we started our company and I was talking to people about getting into youth sports games and talking about percentages, and they said, you should never give up more than 10%. It's a foolish move. You'll go out of business, yada, yada, yada. Well, here we are 15 years later. Multiple locations, right? After giving up way more than 10%. Let me kind of break this down for you. When I hear people talking in absolutes in business, particularly in the food business, when they say, never do this, never do that. When you talk in absolutes like that, it's just not feasible because business is fluid and each event is fluid and whatever you do is fluid. So I just want to tell you how I do it and how I break it down. Okay. Thank God, honestly, thank God we gave up percentages and I didn't listen to the people that told me not to. Because who knows where my company would be. It wouldn't, and I promise you this, it wouldn't be where it's at now, and we wouldn't be getting ready to retire at the age of 50, either this year or next year, because of it, okay? So I want to put that out there. This is how important it is to me. Okay, we break down our percentages that we give to events depending upon the size of the event, okay? If we're the only vendor, and the volume that we think we can push out. Now, we do have a leg up on a lot of people because we've done this for 15 years, and we pretty much know through history, because we have notebooks upon what we've done at events with weather, how many teams, et cetera, right? So we pretty much know how much we're going to make. So I'll break it down for you. And I have my notes written here, so I try not to mess up for you, okay? For high schools, and I'm talking big high schools like 4A, 5A, big high schools that at youth high school football games will seat like 10,000 people, right? We're willing to give up 35%. Now, there's a caveat to that. Giving up 35%, people are like, nope, never do it, we'll never will. Okay, well, that's on you. But what our caveat that we include in this when we sign our contracts is, number one, we have to be the only vendor, right? So now we get full market share. Number two is they have to help us by sending in some parents to help us. So that way, number one, I don't have to pay as much labor. So it actually equals out, right? If I was paying labor and then giving them, let's say, 10%, labor's, anywhere from, depending on events, let's just say 20 to 25%. Well, if you're giving up 10% and you're staffing it yourself, you're still giving up 35%, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. No. So in lieu of paying labor, we pay them 35%, and then they supply most of the parents to work the event, and they get 35%. Guys, it works out great. Particularly if events are over, grossing anywhere from 10 to 20 grand, right? Those are wonderful for us. Maybe your events are way bigger or whatever, but for us, for Friday night, 10 to 20 grand is fine, right? Okay, next. Oh, before I talk any more about how we break down our percentages, I have a membership group, and we talk about this kind of stuff. We have a workshop Thursday. And I'm going to break down these percentages in much greater detail to our members and try to help them use these percentages to leapfrog their own business. Up to 100 members. if you want to join in, it's only $2 a month. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay. Oh, we do workshops twice a month, plus you get exclusive content from me, just videos that only members can see. All right, next. For youth sporting facilities that aren't as big as a high school and that we have to staff ourselves, that they can't help us, we drop the percentage down, okay? And that percentage is anywhere from 15 to 25%, depending upon, again, volume, how many fields, how many tournaments. All this stuff plays into it, right? And guys, I'm telling you, these events are absolutely incredible. Now, again, for us, we are the only vendor. That's our caveat to having these kind of percentages. We don't want anyone else there. So we have 100% market share. So your situation may be different than mine. And I'm going to tell you how to use these percentages to get more and more events in the future. For smaller ballparks, okay? Smaller ones, the percentage is reduced even more, down to 10 to 15%, okay? And that's just because the volume is lighter. Now, the good thing is I don't have to staff it as much with our employees, right? Because it's less of volume. But still, we give up anywhere from 10 to 15%, depending upon, again, how many fields, how many tournaments they're going to do, how many games they have, all of that. And we sign multi-year contracts to do these things. And again, even with like all the other three price breakdowns that I told you about, we have to have exclusive rights. There is no other way around it for us, right? For our business model. My channel is sponsored by KettleCornMachine.com. We have had their A1 Sweet machine in our company for 15 years. I use that kettle corn equipment to feed all my 5 boys, and then now my kids are using it to feed my grandkids. It's pretty incredible. They have the best lemonade and kettle corn equipment in the market. Check them out. KettleCornMachine.com. Okay. Just what we did in our business model. And like I said, I'm going to go over this more in our membership group Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. But we use these percentages because we make money for these entities that we work with. And we take that reference and then go get another one. And then go get another one. And go get another one. And we blew up from 1 concession stand to 2 to 5, then 5 to 10, then up to 20, right? And they all have different varying amounts of volume. High schools are open at different times or closed during the summer, but during the summer, all of our big events with softball and baseball are all around, and it's great. It's great. Percentages are wonderful. And if anyone talks in absolutes to you and says, never, ever do this, then I wouldn't listen to them, because business is fluid, baby. There are no absolutes in business. Maybe for your particular situation, it won't work out. But I implore you to check it out. Find out what you can do with percentages and see if you can grow your business just by paying percentages to events to be there. This is Mike, the Caesar Concessions, out.